Today I'm going to talk about the inner child. And your inner child. And that if you need some solution, you can look inside yourself and find the solution inside you. But you have to be prepared that it's gonna be like the first time you meet yourself, and you have to be prepared that you will meet some quite awful feelings that you have not been able to feel before. So if you don't know what to do with your life and something feels wrong, my solution is to look inside yourself, because there you have your answer. Because everything you do in your present is about how you feel inside and what you are carrying from your past. But not so many people know about that, and they try to find the solution outside. Because everything in life is to, be happy and be in love or feel love, or we all want to have that feeling of happiness and love, like for ourselves or for another person or for our kids, and we want to live in an environment that we feel good and seen and loved, and we want to work with some stuff that we like, and if we have some dreams, we want to live our dream life. And then we came back to reality, and we just discovered that it's not like that. Maybe sometimes it's not actually like that. It's not at all like that we want to, have. And we think that our outer world will fix it for us. If I only do that, I will be happy. If I only choose that, I will get satisfied, and I can change my job, and I can change relationship, or I can just, move to another city, but if you don't feel okay inside, your outer world will not be or feel okay either. And what do I mean with find the solution inside? I mean that find you, it's the most important thing. And then you ask yourself now, how do I do that? You want to find the solution so fast. But it's not fast, I can tell you the solution here and now. The answer is, and this is from your deeper voice within, I want to love, and I want to feel loved, and I want to live in love and be happy. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't tell you some more, I could just stop this video or what it is with those words. I want to be happy, I want to get love, I want to feel loved, I want to love, and I want to have comfort and peace and quiet, and I want to be able to do that, this and that. But when I say that, when I mention the word love, many people just close the door because they think love is dangerous. They say to themselves, I cannot be loved, or I will not find that love, and I will not be able to be loved or to love other people, because love hurts so much. Because maybe you're that person that has lived your life with been hurt a lot. I'm sorry. I have had this throat today all the day. I don't know if it's like the throat chakra or something. It's something that people today, they want to say something but they can't say it. I see and hear that so many people right now are in a disaster. Some people, they're sick and they get ill. They get left, or something else happen right now. I don't know why it is like this now. But anyway, this is about you and your search for yourself and be loved and be happy and feel love. Maybe you say, I don't need love, I don't want love. I can do it myself, And this is, I understand that. It's not that I say that you need people. I never mentioned other people. I just mentioned love. And love can be to God, it can be to the nature, it can be to yourself, it can be to your children. It doesn't have to be another partner or some other people, And love to your inner child. Because I understand that you think that you are separate from him or her, but you are not. And it's so hard to ask, your inner child, what do you like? What do you feel now? What do you want? Because this little child will tell you exactly what you want and what you need in this moment. So you can ask yourself now, what does my little child, and what does my inner child want or need in this moment? And you will have your answer there. Maybe he or she says, I want love, I want to be strong, I want to be happy, I want to do that. I want to have that person in my life. I want to do that. I want to meet them. And sometimes, you think about your life and you look back and you think, God, what have I done that? Why did I live in that relationship for so long? And why did I do that? And why, because you didn't know better. Because you were raised like that. Maybe you were raised to not believe in yourself, and love is dangerous. I think I will call this video that. Love is dangerous. Love is crazy. Love is stupid. Not the love that you choose. That's the difference. But the love that you get. Because you can choose whoever, whatever, and feel love for it. You can have a project, you can read a book, you can have a job, you can choose this partner, you can have this friend, and you choose it. You choose to love. But if you get love, that's dangerous for some people. So I shut that door, and I will never walk in that door again. So I shut that door, and I go back to a reality that I think, the walls in this reality, I see it now, I see the flowers are not growing. I see flowers that are dead, dead, dead flowers. I see gray. I see unhappiness. I see logic and pain and suffering, and I see unhappiness. Not unhappiness. I see unhappiness that is not real. Like in these magazines, these magazines for superficial magazines, I don't know, cartoon, it's not real. Because when you shut the door to love, you walk into that unreality. And this is where you came from. Because if you have not felt love, you would never walked in that garden. You never walked in that corridor or in that room. Because it was never for you. It was not for you. And maybe you have walked in that garden, after your when you grow up, maybe you had a relationships where you had that love, and it was so painful, it was not lasting, and you remember that love, it was so beautiful and fulfilling and wonderful, and this is all that you dream about, but you get hurt in that, or you hurt people, and you believe that I will never do that again. Never. And maybe you have never had that kind of relation where you felt this love, or maybe if you had this kind of relation, in the beginning it was so beautiful, the first years, and then after it was like dark most of the time, because no one is perfect. And in a relationship we have to see, what am I doing to the relationship, and what the other person is doing. And often it's like communication is not working, so you stop communicate, you get quiet and angry at each other, and the love disappears maybe. So you have, these experiences in your past, from your childhood, and after that, love is not lasting. So this is a love reading. I thought it was going to be, inner child, but it's all about love, that too. So you close that door, and I know that you close the door to people that really loves you, and you close that door because it's so much hurt in this love. Because you cannot take that love, it's too much, it's too hard, and you are exhausted, And I meet some people, and they say like, no, I don't want to be in a relationship again, I have had it. I feel good on my own, and that's okay, But they really, really want to meet, some people, they really want to meet a person, but they can't, because they get so hurt in the past. And when you look at their past, their relationships, they have like meet so much people, and I don't know which one was the did the mistake, because if you stay in a relationship too long and it's not good, it's you have a responsibility to leave too. It's not your fault that you get hurt, all the time, but sometimes you just have to, say stop and just leave. And but what do I mean with you have the solution inside? Yeah, it's what I told you in the beginning, that what do my little child really wants and seek? And I think that you're gonna listen and hear what you need and what you want. And there you have it. And you have to, if you want to have it, you have to listen to yourself. And I'm sorry to say this, but if you want a certain person, if you want an uncertain person, and you miss a certain person and you think about a certain person, but maybe this person have hurt you or you hurt them or something, and you really think about this person and you really love this person, but you can't be with them now. Maybe this person has found some other, or doesn't want you, or you have another person. It's not that person I talk about. Because you can't change another person, you can only change yourself. So when you think that, I love this person so much, and he or she was exactly what I wanted, and now I screw it, or maybe you think that love is dangerous and I can't stand that person, but you can't stop thinking about that person. And you feel that, I'm in this relationship now, it's not giving me that thing, But this is more comfort, this is more like nice and calm, and even in therapies and in some therapies you even get to learn that, the more comfort, the more calm, the more peaceful relationship is much better than this, lots of feelings. But sometimes that thinking is an avoidant thinking too, and I believe that your inner child does not want to take the easy way. No. I don't think that your inner child wants like light milk or like, light blue or like light gray. And I'm hungry, I'm sorry, my stomach is... but I felt so that I have to do this video for like... so I don't think that your little child want that light or white thing, He or she doesn't want to be scared, of love. And I think that if you think about the last relationship you've had, it was very beautiful. It was lots of colors, and yes, it didn't work out. No. Maybe you were not meant to be, last like longer. And you see all your relationship has, you met some other people, and I don't think that you are like not happy with the other people you met, other persons you met. And But it's a fear, it's maybe a fear you feel now and you choose the easy road, or but it's everything that happens is for a reason. Maybe you are a person, I talk about that, maybe you have get hurt and left and abandoned, and then this is your time to shine. Because maybe this happened to you because you had to find your own love for yourself. And if you are a person who listened to me that just left another person for another, maybe you had to do that because, you were not ready for it, or it was not good for you and it hurt you. But maybe you have found the love of your life, or maybe you're a person that's left someone for another because you were scared about, the kind of love. And I don't know. This you have to think about this. And I really believe that if you look inside yourself, don't be scared like in the picture. I had just, the picture on this video. Don't be scared of that, because I want just you to know that we are so scared of our inner selves, our feelings, our past. But you see the girl there, she's like, she wants to touch her past, her fear, and let her do that. Let her get friend with her inner child. So if you ask yourself, and your inner child says, no, this is not the person I want to know, this is not the life I want, then don't do that. Don't try to logical talk to your child, because he and she knows, and he and she knows what you need, But you really have to listen, because this little child, he and she can say that, yeah, I don't know what your little child will say to you, but he or she can say that, I'm scared. I'm so scared, and but I don't really think, because this child has been living in the darkness, in the shadows, for such a long time. And they have been through lots of hardships in their lives, because this child, okay, he and she is young, maybe 5 years old, maybe 10 years old. But in a way, this child who is 12 years old that you feel right now is you. So if you are like 40 years old, your little child has lived through with together with you. So your inner child is like all the ages. So she and he, have your ability to have structure and be grown up too, so you can have a discussion with your inner child. You can talk to her and him, and you can get answers, because if you ask, what do I have to do now, they would tell you like immediately, leave or go on and do that, because you have to do that. Yeah. So I will talk to you later about something, and I hope that you do what your heart tells you to. And that means sometimes what your fear says no, because that no is just your trauma. No, it's not your trauma either. It's just that voice inside our head, that say you're not good enough. They don't want you. Oh no, you will never do that. Ha! You have only like 4 subscribers, like me. But I don't care. I do not care. Maybe I will have 4 subscribers or listeners like doing all my life, but I don't care because I speak to some energies and I hear myself, and I'm not perfect, and I have stuff too to work on. We people who speak, we are not perfect either. We have like sorrows and pain too. And I meet a lot of people, and I am a person that if somebody says, I want to do that, but I can't do that. I get very frustrated, and I have to make people, I just have to make people feel better. For me, it's like my mission, in some way in lots of different stuff, to make people feel better. And I try to, come with solutions for people, like change job or quit school or start school or leave that relationship. It's that what I'm doing all the days, and then I do this trauma stuff. But I really, my goal is to, and then in that goal, you lost yourself too, because you have to look at yourself. Okay, I have to help people, but what about me, So maybe you are the same person as me, that you want to help people and you can do whatever for them, If somebody comes to me and talk about their stuff, shit, I just, I let go of everything. I can stop talk. I can stop everything and just speak to this person, And it gets so exhausted, because you really want to help them, you really want to help them to sometimes you can't help people, but you can help people to help themselves. That is what I'm doing with my kids, I tell them to say stuff, I tell them to do their own, you have to make your kids do stuff, you can not do it for them, you have to say, you have to tell them to talk about their friends in a certain way. You have to tell them to, say stop, you have to lead them, and I because I didn't have that. I was had to figure out something by myself, and if you are like that, if you have experienced that, you get quite lost. And then you get this codependent, you have to help other people, and then you can forget about yourself. So codependency is something, or dependent on something, is, we are empaths. That's why you are an empath, and that's why maybe you have problems with codependency or some other forms of addictions, I don't know, because you're an empath. And okay, but take care.